Hi, I'm Colin and welcome to How to Paint Watercolours. So if you're ready, we'll get started and we'll paint this one. Hello and welcome back to How to Paint Watercolours with me, Colin. I had some paint left over from an earlier demonstration, so I think we'll use it and paint it on my £140 Bockingford paper. And I'm going to sort out with some Naples yellow, just in the sky, not too strong. Just pulling it back into the sky with the brush, bringing it through some of the mountains. Probably won't see much of this. And then there's a barrier between the blue. It's going to drop some alizarin crimson in, pull that into the yellow. Some Prussian blue, just going to go in on the top. Prussian blue and Indian red. Raw sienna. Just takes the glare out of the paper. Stronger version of the Prussian blue and Indian red. Just jiggling the tip about the brush, creating some shapes for clouds. Just creating interest, that's all you're doing. Then with a tissue or a kitchen towel, I'm just going to take off the tops of some of these clouds here, just to give them a white edge. Just adding a little bit of light into the sky. And then we're going to let that dry. Just going to take some clean water and we're just going to re-wet these background mountains. I use the water as a vehicle to move the paint on, and just sometimes let it just do its own thing. Don't be frightened of letting paint do its own thing. Okay, and I'm just going to drop some shadow sides in. Spreads where you don't want it, just take it out. Into that, I actually want to drop, this is Indian red, Prussian blue and cadmium yellow. Dropping this in the foothills here, it looks quite strong. Paper's been damaged at some point here, so we'll have to cut that off before we frame it. And then we're going to leave this to dry. Then taking some Indian red and Prussian blue, we can begin putting some cracks on, just using the tip and the side of the brush. Just using a hit and miss effect again. Not to get too much paint on the brush. Very little paint on the brush. Very little. See how I'm wiggling the brush? Just a little indication here because I think this will be covered up with trees as well. Just take some clean water, sort of run some along here, just undulate it. Water this down, Prussian blue, Indian red, cadmium yellow. Just starting above the water line, and I'm pulling the tip of the brush into the water. Okay, you see how that is done? Softening it all off. Just popping in a little green there, Prussian blue, Indian red with cadmium yellow. Up to the first waterfall. And then we're just going to let that dry. Okay, let's see what other colours we can use up. Take some Naples yellow. Put these rocks in here, cliff edges I think. As we're scraping them out again, we will have to let this dry slightly before we can add the scraping technique. So I'm just taking some burnt sienna. Quite thick. I think I'll take some of my bit of murky green, get some of that in as well. It will add interest to your rock, just working it down towards the paper so that the colour reaches the paper. And then we want some Prussian blue and Indian red. Just for a really deep colour. I've given this a few minutes to thicken up and dry off, so we'll just see how it behaves. And I'm just taking my painting knife. Take my mixing brush, and to this green I need a lighter green, so I'm going to add some cadmium yellow to this, which is Prussian blue, Indian red and cadmium yellow. I'm just going to re-wet the land area with some of the lighter green. Pulling it in horizontal strokes. Taking some of the darker green, I think we'll have to darken that down a bit. Just by adding some more Prussian blue and Indian red to it. leaving some of the underwash to show through. Just with a little burnt umber and French ultramarine. Popping in the shoreline here. All of this is going to have to dry. So taking some French ultramarine and burnt umber. Dropping this into the tree. Having one or two sketchy moments with the camera, so don't know what's going on with it. No doubt I'll find out when I come to edit what's gone on. So I'm kind of hoping everything has been filmed, but we'll see. Damp brush, soften off the bottom. Just taking a rigger brush. Adding a few branches. Clean water once again, and we'll just re-wet the water area. Pop some Naples yellow in. There's a little bit of alizarin crimson down this side. It's in the sky. Basically, it's all the sky colours for water. All horizontal strokes. Some of the Prussian blue that's in the sky. Stronger in the bottom one. Prussian blue and Indian red. Greyed out with this one. Deepen it down here. Bring the colour together gently. French ultramarine and burnt umber. Got some dark pools. Just a little touch of green worked in. Just a little bit of earthy green just to take that bounce out of that. Just turn the brush on its side and pull it through the water. Softening the bottom into the surf area where it splashes up. Some grasses here just while we're in the mood. Brush. I just want to take a light streak out. And then we're going to leave this to dry. Now that it's all dry, just a couple of things to do. I've just scraped in a few tree trunks here, lifted out some highlights along the bank with a craft knife. So I'm just going to put some wind streaks in. And like I said before, these always work better if you manage to get them into the dark areas and of course make them straight. Hope they show up. Now you get round to putting the last couple of finishing touches in. 3 birds I think here. Now you're really round to the best bit. This is where you get to sign it, mount it and frame it. I hope you've enjoyed this one. It shows you what you can do with some leftover paint. So I'd like to thank you all very much for watching. Thank you very much.